Hi, this is Dr. Baker, and Talk to Dr. Baker is probably where you're viewing this either on our website or our social media. And this is something that I really thought would be tremendously helpful for people that struggle with feeling that they are stuck, that they got somewhere along the line, someone pull them into a place that they've never been able to break free from. So, and if you'll hang with us for the next few minutes, I think you're going to really grab some real truths out of this. Every one of us has a villain. Those are the people in our life. Those villains are the ones that we look back in our life and we see the regrets, and we always attach those regrets to perhaps somebody who could have done more for us to push us forward or to encourage us. You know, it could be someone that didn't train us well, they didn't promote us on the job, they haven't really loved us for who we are. And we feel perhaps even at times those villains have wanted us to be somebody else other than ourselves. I'm going to ask you, Rhonda, to just kind of give us a background about your villain. Who is your villain?
And I don't really want to call that person my villain. There are five of us, five siblings, and I have one sibling that my mom always favored, and it always seemed like she had higher expectations of me than she did of this sibling. That has kind of affected me. I have to be honest, it's affected me my entire life because it still bothers me. And I love all of my siblings, but I find that when I'm around this particular sibling, it's just hard for me. It's just hard for me because I know that one was always the favorite, and I always seem to take the brunt of responsibility and consequences. Didn't even have to be about doing something wrong. I just always know that my mom always favored this sibling of mine.
So the person that hurt you, was it the mother or was it the sibling?
I think both.
Both of them.
I think both because my mom played favorites, but when we were young, I could understand that my sibling would like take the easy way out when we were children. But once we became adults, it seems like that sibling should have drawn a line in the sand and stepped up like as much as I have. And that sibling doesn't ever seem to take all the same amount of responsibility.
So do you feel like that sibling blocked you? Would that be a good word?
Wow, I never thought of it that way. Like I've never really considered that sibling blocked me because I have become very successful in my life. And in spite of what my sibling has or has not done. So I'm accomplished, I'm educated, I'm successful in my community, in my family.
Did you think maybe because of the feeling of always being in their shadow that you worked harder?
I've never thought of my success being connected to walking in their shadow. I've always looked at my own success and accomplishments as just being my own.
How has that person held you back? How did they hold you back from your perspective? What did you see them holding you back from?
I don't know that I feel like that sibling has held me back from any accomplishment or success. But what I can say that I do have is I have resentment towards that sibling.
Okay.
I have resentment that she was always favored. And but I always felt like I was brushed aside and ignored. And no matter what I did, no matter how successful I've become, no matter what achievements I've accomplished, I can't earn the same love that she earns in just being herself.
You felt like you had to pedal your bike a lot harder, using an analogy. I mean, you felt like you had to work a lot harder.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hate to say this at my age, but it's just not fair. And it's still not fair. It's still not fair. It wasn't fair when I was 10. It wasn't fair when I was 35, and it's still not fair.
Have you and your sister ever had that conversation? Is she even aware of how this has affected you?
The truth is that my anger gets the best of me. And so when I get angry, I can't articulate in the way that I would like to. And so rather than trying to express my feelings, I've just kept my mouth shut. And
right.
I'm tired of it. I'm tired of tolerating this. I'm just sick and tired of it.
And I know usually when I hear that from someone, an adult, they usually are referring to where they've carried this load for so long. And it has been a weight.
I have carried this for so long. At this point, I either have to figure out how to unload this weight, or I have to leave the family unit because I can't take this anymore.
Thank you for your honesty, number one. Thank you for your bravery. I have to say thank you for not giving up on your family any sooner. I want to see if we can do something today that possibly alleviate some of your pain. It's not a one and done, but it's a beginning. What we're going to do now is I'm going to stand in proxy for your sibling. And I'm going to be them. I'm going to talk to you as you need to hear. So I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. As your sibling, I'm going to come to you today, and I'm going to ask you to forgive me. What I did was wrong. I didn't care for you. I didn't get out of your way. I didn't help you forward. I didn't say, oh no, let Rhonda go first. Let Rhonda have the car. I don't need the car. Let Rhonda have, let Rhonda have the dress for the prom. I don't need that. I don't need this. I have a debt that to you that I cannot pay. And so I want to ask you to forgive me of my debt to you, because I can't pay it. I can't go back in time, but I want to ask you to forgive me.
Why can't I just ask my sibling to just be better and do better? And shouldn't she just have to change?
Haven't you hoped for that all along? At every wound, at every caveat, at every issue, at every constant dripping of the faucet. And when you get to the place that you can say, you owe me nothing, I am free of that, you're free of that, man, there's just something divine that happens, that the weights come off. So I'm asking you to forgive me for not promoting you, helping you, loving you more than I love myself. I don't want to block you anymore. I don't want to block you another moment. I don't want to hold you back. I don't want to overlook you anymore. And the only way I can be free is if I know that nothing stands between you and me. So will you forgive me? If you need me to say it again over and over again, I will come and say, please forgive me.
Yes. Yes.
I feel such a peace. And I pray that that's what you're feeling right now. It's just the beginning. If we can destroy the walls, we'll have come so far.